All right, we are going to be looking at conclusion sentences today. So I'm going to have you put conclusion sentences as your title. And then we are going to look at, and these are going to be notes today. There's no foldable along with this. So please copy down all the notes that you see. We are going to be looking at ways not only to write a conclusion sentence, but just kind of what a conclusion sentence is. So basically, the main definition is it says, or the conclusion sentence says, this is what I just told you. Now, that is never something we're going to put in a topic sentence, or I'm sorry, conclusion sentence, but that's kind of the main idea behind it is summarizing or wrapping up what you just said in the paragraph. So conclusion sentences wrap it all up. What is being talked about or proved or explained in the paragraph by the supporting details and then the topic sentence. They remind the reader of the topic. And they reword, a lot of the times, reword the topic sentence. And we kind of touched on this a little bit when we were talking about topic sentences. So a lot of the times you'll see almost identically the same sentence being used as your topic sentence in your conclusion sentence, but they're just reworded or kind of telling you, introducing you to what's being talked about, and then summarizing what was talked about. So here's an example of a reworded topic sentence and conclusion sentence. So I have a topic sentence of this. Okay, it says, and let's say I was writing a paragraph on this, but this would just be my topic sentence for the paragraph. The gooey deliciousness of pizza makes it the perfect food. Okay, so if that was my topic sentence, and then throughout the paragraph, I have my supporting details, and they're probably explaining why pizza is the perfect food. So it's probably giving specific examples, saying maybe different kinds of pizza, or maybe it's saying there's so many different ways you can have pizza, and that's why it is the perfect food. So the middle would kind of be proving that pizza makes the perfect food. But then when I get to my conclusion sentence, in order to say, this is what I just told you about pizza being the perfect food, or to kind of wrap it all up, remind the reader of the topic, or reword the topic sentence, I could say something like, overall, pizza is considered the perfect food to many people. Okay, so this one here, what I always like to do when I am trying to think of a conclusion sentence, sometimes these are the most difficult sentences to come up with, and sometimes they're the easiest sentence to come up with. It just depends on what you're actually writing about. So sometimes you're not able to just write your paragraph in order as they come. But what I like to do is I like to find a word or maybe a phrase or a couple words or ideas in the topic sentence. And in this case, I use the word perfect. And I like to include those same words or ideas or phrases in my conclusion sentence. So notice I said perfect, and obviously I'm talking about pizza, so I should mention pizza in my conclusion sentence as well. Now, it's not stated, but it's kind of assumed that the topic sentence here is explaining why so many people love pizza and why it's such a popular food. So here, when I said food to many people, I was kind of summarizing what that was talked about in here. Now, even if it's not mentioned in your supporting details, you could actually pull some keywords or phrases just like I did up here for my topic sentence from your supporting details to include in your conclusion sentence. So worst case scenario, what I would do is just reword the topic sentence to say this is what I talked about. Remember, topic sentences introduce what you talked about or what you will be talking about. This proves what you're talking about, and this is saying what I just talked about, or this is what I just told you. This is what I just talked about. Okay, so when we are writing conclusion sentences, we connect the topic to a bigger picture. We kind of think, why does this topic matter? Why is it so important? Okay, and then most of the time, you're going to be transitioning from one paragraph to the next. And a lot of the times, you will have a transition word in your conclusion sentence to kind of connect that paragraph you just wrote to the next one as well. So a lot of them have transition words or phrases. Into the next paragraph. Here are some. Now, these aren't necessarily ones that you always have to use, because sometimes transition words may not make sense in the paragraph that you're writing. If you're writing a paragraph as like a fictional story, you probably won't be summarizing information. You're probably going to just transition to the next paragraph as you kind of share more parts of your story. But if you're writing a nonfiction paragraph and you're connecting ideas together, you may want to consider using some of these transition words. As a result, and then I'm going to go over here. Finally, lastly, overall, or in general. Okay, and then in summary, to wrap up, clearly, in conclusion, as a result, finally, lastly, overall, in general. So if you are trying to figure out what to kind of start your conclusion sentence with, a lot of times you will see them starting with these transition words or phrases so that it can also connect to the next paragraph. But I notice how I put overall here, and it's just kind of summarizing what the conclusion sentence or what the paragraph was about. Okay, so make sure that you have this list. This would be a huge help if you are stuck trying to figure out what to write for your conclusion sentence. Okay, this is all we're going to do today. Tomorrow we have a worksheet in your packet that you were given. So just make sure that you have that packet with you, and then let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.